Always something to make you look around and say, hey, you know what? I live in a pretty great country. President Trump is calm, on point, on his game. And unlike the last guy, he is competent and coherent.
Come on, man.
We're not bending the knee anymore. We're here to take a stand for God and country.
This is the Steve Gruber Show.
Yes, it is, and welcome back to it, my friends. Glad to have you here as we continue the conversation. Rolling into another big hour here of the Steve Gruber Show. Who do you want in your foxhole? Honestly, who do you want in that foxhole? It's a big, important question. One you need to answer every day because it might change from day to day. Here are three big things you need to know this hour. Number one, talked about this in the last hour. Car companies scrambling to preserve their EV subsidies so they can get more of your tax dollars into their bottom line. Number two, the Affordable Care Act is on the road to where we always told you it would be, trying to create single payer because the premiums have gone wildly higher and will continue to do so. The Affordable Care Act was never affordable. And number three, hundreds of thousands of job cuts. They're coming to the federal government if the Democrats continue to block funding. The Trump administration poised to make permanent cuts if the Dems continue to dig in their heels. That we know. This is a bad look for the left. Again, just proves they support lawlessness at every turn. And in fact, I'll get a couple of comments here. From Michigan, we have Sri Tenadar. He's quite a character. He's in Congress. I think he's been there for 2 terms. He's out this time because even the Democrats, they don't like this one. Bite 5. I think he admits here they cut off conversation and shut the government down intentionally. I'm not sure, but you listen and tell me.
Returning back to Detroit this morning after the Republicans failed to show up in the U.S. House. We got to make sure Americans have the health care that they need. And if that means we got to shut this government down, so be it.
If that gets shut the government down, so be it. That's what he said, isn't it? We're going to shut the government down. Yeah, sure, he's never been the brightest of bulb there, has he? You've got that on one side. You've got Caroline Leavitt on the other, nailing the Democrats for shutting the government down. I mean, has it impacted you? It's a serious question. What's it done for you? I don't notice anything at this point. Of course, I live here in my little bubble, right? A lot of us do. We live in our bubble. We go to work. We do our thing. We go to our family. I went to a football game last night, whatever it might be, right? So does it affect you? And if you are affected, I ask again, can you send me an email? What do you think about it? Good? Bad? In Lansing, they avoided the shutdown, just barely. A few days to work it out there. Probably today or tomorrow we should have an actual budget in place for Lansing. But let's hear from Caroline Leavitt, nailing the Democrats for closing the government, all right? Let's hear that.
This government shutdown is no doubt going to impact everyday Americans, and it is the fault of the Democrats that we are in this position. And I know I relayed some programs that will be impacted. The vice president did as well, but I just want to make sure the American public understand what the Democrats have done to our government and our country. 1.3 million active duty troops will work now without pay. Critical food assistance for low-income women, infants, and children will now lapse. No new mothers or children are allowed to join this critical program because of the Democrats' decision to shut down the government. Telehealth services for seniors and in-home treatment options for Medicare patients will now come to an end. Nearly 50,000 members of the United States Coast Guard are going to have to work unpaid. Over 13,000 air traffic controllers will work without pay, as well as TSA agents, which will very likely create flight disruptions, and pay will now stop.
So if you're flying, maybe it's going to impact you. If you're flying today and you're impacted by any of this, I need to know, all right? Please tell me. So enough about the shutdown. I want to go, I actually saw this yesterday, and I have this for you. It's 16-4, Anthony, we're going to go to. The shutdown's not going anywhere, and neither are we. As I shift gears here a little bit, 18 years ago now, 18 years ago, in 2007, Al Gore got a Nobel Prize for something or other. And in his commencement speech, he said the world was about to have a quick and painful death. because of climate change, global warming, whatever he called it then. I want you to hear what he had to say, did Al Gore 18 years ago. Listen.
Last September 21st, as the northern hemisphere tilted away from the sun, scientists reported with unprecedented alarm that the North Polar ice cap is, in their words, falling off a cliff. One study estimated that it could be completely gone during summer in less than 22 years. Another new study to be presented by U.S. Navy researchers later this week warns it could happen in as little as 7 years. 7 years from now.
Yeah, that would have made it 2014. The polar ice caps will be gone. In fact, they've grown in the last year. I think they've grown for 2 years. But that does not dissuade these people. The private jet, limo liberals, limousine liberals. It does not dissuade them at all. How do I know? Because John Kerry, that dinosaur who will be fossil fuel soon, had this to say just in the last couple of days.
No polite way to put it. The climate crisis is killing people. It is knowingly, wittingly allowing people to die and infecting them with disease and providing them with air that kills people because we're not willing to take the steps necessary to do what we know we need to do. And every year now, millions of people around this planet are dying because fossil fuel and methane emissions, called greenhouse gas pollution. Those methane emissions and CO2 emissions and nitrous oxide and other emissions are escaping into the atmosphere, being fed by the way in which we continue to choose to fuel our vehicles, propel our vehicles, heat our homes, light our factories.
Do you think that John Kerry, when he flies around in his private jet, he thinks about that? Do you think he heats his home? Does he cool his home? Oh, and let's get to the biggest point here. Millions of people a year are dying from climate change. Millions around the planet. Where? Where are these millions of people dying, John? Where? From disease. We've always had disease, John. The disease is in his mind. Let's be simple and clear about that. The disease is in his mind. Climate change, nobody's buying it. And as the Jeffrey points out, Brazilian mahogany surrounds him there in that library of his. Brazilian mahogany. He should just have a donkey to ride wherever he needs to go. No more Lear jets, no more Gulfstream jets, no more private limousines, no more entourages, no more filet mignon, no more of any of that. No more caviar. He doesn't look well, by the way. He doesn't look well. The world's going to end. Millions are dying. Haven't you heard? Please. Anyhow, I'll take a break. I thought you'd like something different for a minute. I'll be right back.